Okay, so I'm going to try this and give this a shot, see if this helps you guys. So first of all, you see up here I've got my tools in my toolbar. Um, I just put 6 up here, and typically what I'll do is I'll click the last one, and then I'll select whatever it is that I need to craft. In this case, it would be this guy for the BE grind, and I click next, click that, click that. Hit assembly, click next. Make sure you're in practice mode. That's kind of the reason we're doing this first. Click practice, and now you have it set up so when the robot comes through, it can actually click all these and not have to do much. So with that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to, let's see here, oh, Asoftech Automation. So I'm going to right click, run as administrator, otherwise the program doesn't seem to work correctly. Click yes, and then it's going to fire up in the background. And then what I'm going to do is go down here and select that particular program, wherever the hell it is. Doesn't seem like it started. Yes. Oh, there it is. And these are some macros I already have set up. So I'm going to delete these first. Whoops. Yeah, that ain't right. Cancel. Delete. Delete. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'm going to hit the record macro button. So then it drops this little window here. I'm going to move it up here and get it out of the way for right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and click start. And I'm going to click in the background of the game just to load the game. Click the first tool. And then just run through it like you're actually crafting. Leave a little bit of pause here and there because this macro program does run fast, and there's a good chance it will mess up if you try to go too fast. This is still me. I'm loading each tool up with the crafting on each tool. That way the program picks all that up. It seems a little tedious at first, but I'll tell you what, it saves me a lot of clicking, a lot of wear and tear on my finger. And you can put as many tools up here as you want. I typically run 5 or 6, unless I'm trying to craft something that takes a considerable amount of time to complete, and then I will actually run a whole pane of tools. That way, by the time it repeats, it's already done. That way you don't run into that issue. Practice. I mean, I can honestly stop right there, but I usually do 5 as a minimum because of the speed of the program. And you don't have any issues that way. Alright, so now we're done. I'm going to wait here a second, and then I'll pop over here and hit stop. And this window is going to pop up. First thing you're going to need to do is name your macro. You can name it whatever you want because I delete these and make new ones all the time. So I just use CC as a whatever. Start hotkey. Now this is important. This is what actually is going to start the program and stop the program while you're in game. That way you don't get stuck. So you just click in that little box. I use that to start. I use this to stop. Reason I use those for the most part is because they don't interfere with any other function in the game for the most part. Every now and then they might, mess with a function. You'll just have to remap the function in the game. But for the most part, I don't run into that. Run with original speed. I mean, I just leave that the way it is. And then repeat option, you're going to hit click until I press the end key. This way it'll loop it and keep running as long as you want. Other than that, you really don't have to change anything else. Click save. Now the macro starts up here. Now, all we have to do is minimize this, get it out of the way. The program's set up to run. All I have to do is push the key on the keyboard to start. and off she goes. And watch it here for a second, make sure everything runs okay. And when you're originally recording the macro, make sure your mouse clicks are dead center in the middle of the, the buttons, the practice buttons and next buttons, those type of things. Because every now and then, if you get close to the edge, there is the possibility that it can move, because you can still move your mouse at this point and it will screw the macro up. So best thing is to take your hand off the mouse, sit back, go get something to drink, and let her fly. I'm just going to run through here real quick to make sure all the tools work. And once it starts looping, you can be pretty sure that it's okay. The only things you need to watch out for is you might need to leave a little bit more time for the bottom of the hour lag. Sometimes that'll foobar it. Sometimes it won't. Oh, and the other thing is in your resources, what I typically do is I'll drop all the resources out of my inventory except the ones that I need. That way, when the crafting starts, there's no chance of it moving the resources around in your inventory. That way you don't click the wrong thing. You're opening a backpack, or end up equipping or unequipping a weapon or something. So I just drop all the resources out of my backpack unless the ones I'm using, and then I go from there. I mean, I've done this with as many as 10 different resources, crafting large warheads. As long as you don't turn the game on and off, all the components should still stay in their right spot in your inventory. That way there should be no problem clicking. But that's about it, guys. It looks this. I mean, this is how I save tons and tons of